I'm okay. I just smoked another to the face, yeah. She wanna stay. Singing to your bitch like I was Drake, yeah.
Don't just try to tell me you love me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you hip in the front, so you get my meals. I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling a tank, rolling with a gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin.
Yeah. I'm okay.
What up, though? Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Rex.
What
we
up,
are
though?
live on WoodwardSports.com, Monday through Fridays, 5 through 7.
Yes, we are.
Every day. Got my man Young Sus, a.k.a. Chris Platty in the TD booth. Got JB Smooth in the audio booth. We're trying to work out the call situation so you guys can call, bitch at us, call us stupid, or tell us we're doing a great job. But I know how this radio stuff works, man. We've been listening to talk sports radio our whole lives. You call the bitch.
Since I was a boy.
Since I was a young lad. Before I had hair on my pippernickel. I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's really upset about the callers, obviously. He can't even get his words right.
I am upset about the callers.
What does that even mean?
Well, because sometimes, like, callers just have, they're so, like, character, like, they're so, just random people. Like, they say the wildest shit.
Like, you end up getting somebody like Boat Guy, something like that.
Yeah. All these goddamn lines, they suck. I've been watching since I was a grasshopper on a knee-high grass blade. And my grandpa, he had season tickets, and I hate him.
Yeah.
Just those type of callers.
I've heard that exact call before.
I swear I have, though. I'm not, like, no kissy.
You get people calling in like, Isaiah Stewart's just like Andre Drummond. Like, they're like the same player.
Yes.
It's like, click. Like, nope, sorry.
100%. And like us being like the silly show on the network, I feel like we need those calls.
Yeah.
Like, okay, these guys do know more than like your normal.
You remember when you said we should start prank calling people?
Yes.
We should do that stuff.
I'm so down. I'm telling you.
Can we make calls from the call thing?
Is that possible, JP?
Do outgoing calls work? Or would I just have to be like, hello, IRS, this is your father?
Yeah, I'm sure we could try to do outgoing calls. I mean, give it a shot.
Yeah, we'll save that for a later date.
You know what's one thing I haven't heard yet on all of the WSN calls so far is I haven't heard the, hey, long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah. First time, here we are. It's like, man.
Yeah.
No, we'll get it popping.
If Sus called in, I feel like you like sound like a character in yourself. Like just.
Hello, I am Chris. I want to talk about the Pistons.
100%. We're reviewing tape of the show with Stick in the back, and you started talking during the Pistons segment yesterday, and Stick just goes, "Shut the f up." Yeah. I told you, man. You're just born that way, man.
You kept going, you kept talking, and then you like trail off, and then you started. He said it felt like you were gonna end it like 4 times, and then you just never did.
He's like that in conversation though. Like we talk to Sus, like Sus, what are you doing later tonight? Oh yeah, I got this going on. But then I'm all, it just carries.
He likes to
Don't worry, I'll wait.
He likes to give people cliffhangers.
I apologize.
That is how I talk, though. 100%. That's exactly how I talk. I can't even change it.
100%. It's a run-on sentence. But hey, I actually felt bad enough because we do pick on you every day. It's like part of us, the shtick now. But like, I felt bad enough yesterday. I posted on my Instagram. I was like, yo, I know I pick on Sus, but make sure you guys go give him a follow.
He's a good kid.
Like, this poor kid takes abuse every day. But it's just how you are, man. It's just the way it is. I apologize. It's Darwin's theory.
Like, what are you saying?
Do you know what Darwin's theory is?
Survival of the fittest. But like, there's like the food. I don't know, I'm not gonna get into it. I don't want to insult you too much, man.
Yeah.
You're just born that way. I love you though. Over sure the camera on yourself. All right, man. Back to the show. Once again, welcome to Woodward Heavyweights. The Detroit Pistons. Rumored. I think it's semi-official.
It's a rumor. Yeah, I mean, it has to be somewhat official unless somebody just made these. And threw them out there.
Well, it's funny because I've seen this concept like out on Twitter beforehand, and that's why we had the one picture. We wanted to do this yesterday. We got carried away with the intro, but
whoa.
The Detroit Pistons have new alternate unis, and the rumored to have this color, the green, gold. And some have likened it to the Verner's can. Yeah. Which I think Verner's started in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Verner's a Michigan thing. Not a lot of places have Verner's. I personally think ginger ale sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't care. I hope they're not Verner's cans. I don't care. Verner's, Canada Dry, Schweppes, whatever you degenerates drink. Verner, ginger ale sucks.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but I think it's because my grandma used to drink it. But also, have you ever been like sick and your grandparents like give you like ginger ale? Like,
yeah.
Remember the chicken pox? It's like, why is this a thing?
Yeah,
Like, this is pop.
Makes you feel better, sweetie. It's like,
Yeah.
No, this stuff's trash. Like, I'm not
100%.
trying to drink it.
Speaking of trash, though, like how you feel about the unis?
I mean, I don't hate them. They're not terrible.
Yeah.
They're not great either. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna go cop that. Like it does kind of look like a Werner's can. I'm not gonna lie. Throw it back up there for a second, sus.
Yeah.
I gotta look at this again. Put my eyes on it. Yeah, it's kind of bland. I mean, the D's cool. I like the D. Pause. You know.
It kind of reminds me of the Dallas.
Yeah, it reminds me of the green Dallas jersey. So that's I mean, it's
not bad.
Nothing crazy.
Not copping it.
Yeah, I don't hate it either. I'm the same thing. Like, I actually, initial reaction didn't like the Big Sean jerseys more than I didn't like these ones, if that makes sense, or less.
Which ones do you like more? Do you like the ginger ale ones more?
Yeah, the ginger ale ones more, honestly. Just off my initial reaction, like I just didn't hate it. Maybe because it was different. I mean, I don't know. And just real quick, no, it's not based off Werner's. You can throw the graphic up one more time. Just got to read the tweet from James Edwards, who confirms
that it's not Werner's.
Yeah, it's not Werner's. It says also in regards to the new jerseys going around. It's not a ode to Werner's. Ode to Werner's. To my knowledge, is paying homage to the legendary Saint
Cecilia's.
Thank you. I can't see that one. Cecilia's gym in Detroit. Love that.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope for the city. Put it on for the city.
Can you blame people not thinking Werner's?
No,
like, it looks like a Werner's.
It definitely looks like a Werner's
Michigan.
can.
Like
maybe they drink Werner's at St. Cecilia's. You know?
Yeah, I think Terry was talking about St. Cecilia's. We did the pod back in Studio B. Whatever players they used to go down there and watch, but like, who the hell does think St. Cecilia's? Like, okay, I know.
Is that the gym they all took that picture in front of?
Yes, yeah, that's what
from a while back.
But like, how are we supposed to know St. Cecilia's like colors? You know what I'm saying? Like. I don't know. I don't think it's fair to like beat people up. Oh, you didn't know that was St. Cecilia's gym colors?
Yeah.
Like, nah, no. It
looks like a Werner's can. It really does. And yeah, that's what it is. I'm not hating on it. It's not great. It's not terrible.
JB, you are one of the swaggiest guys here. You come color coordinated. Outside, I forgot to give you trash for your Seattle Seahawks hat, but how you feel about those Pistons jersey? I know they go at you for that one.
Yeah, everyone's been going at me for that Seahawks jersey, but the jerseys aren't bad. But at first, as I was with you guys, like, yo, this looks like a Werner's can. Like, I'm not wearing this. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's not a jersey I would buy. Definitely not. Like, there needs to be some in-between style with these jerseys, in all honesty. Like, you have the Thunderbolts at one point in time, then you got this little clean look that we have now, then you had the teal mixed in between. Is there some way we can like just like mix all of these together and maybe get like a...
You just want a collage out there, huh?
Just like something special for, Detroit, not, something that represents 313 Detroit Pistons and still look, presentable at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy, like, and no disrespect to Big Sean, but like, I don't know, like, I didn't like his design. Not that I did not like it. It's really bland, and I feel like we just have so much more. We've seen them through like the fans make stuff like that, like the one that Eminem made, the black like teal. I think that's out cold. You know what I'm saying? Like give me that over that blue stripe thing. I mean, I don't know. Sus, you about to say something? Sus, you had your hand up.
I actually didn't, and I had nothing to say.
I heard you say,
but then no.
You always got something to say though. No? You got nothing?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Great job, Sus. We'll throw it
great content, Sus.
Yeah, good stuff.
We'll make sure to throw it to you again.
Yeah,
and
hopefully there is more to it. Hopefully, I don't know. Like, is that legit? Is that an actual thing? Is it going to happen? I haven't heard any. James Edwards was the one that leaked the rumors.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the Pistons or anybody come forward and say it. I haven't seen any players comment on it. I'm sure they like it though. It's just more stuff they can mess around, get the fits right, wear different kicks with it. So
yeah,
I'm not mad about it. I'm not. Oh no, you can't wear those. The Pistons are red, white, and blue, and they need all this. I'm not salty about it, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
doesn't look terrible.
It just kind of blows my mind a little bit because like we've seen like cold ass ones created by the fans. You saw the fan reaction to it. I just don't understand the need or the necessity to veer away from that at all. Like you literally have. Like live data of people saying, "Oh, this is sweet.
Yeah.
Oh man, they should wear this." And you're just like, yeah, we're better than that. Like, how about these two stripes? How you guys feel about these two stripes? Cool enough for you? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it, and I feel like that's just like old media's that way sometimes. Like it just.
Whenever I'm in
drives me
2K
crazy.
and I get to the point where you can like pick the jerseys, like you get enough clout on the team to be like, we're wearing these jerseys tonight. I always wear the Bad Boys throwbacks.
Bad Boys throwbacks.
I think
cool.
those jerseys are fire, man.
That's actually there was a fan created one that I was looking at too that had the Bad Boys carried the skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's like a copyright to that or nonetheless, but like that would be cool too. I'm saying, like, give me like a black skull and bones. What?
It's obviously copyrighted. Like pirates, dude. You ever seen a pirate flag, bro? This is all they got.
I feel like you could steal from pirates because that's like what they're.
Yeah, it's true.
You're pirating a pirate. But no, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just that drives me nuts. I've seen way cooler fan created ones, and we just go a different way every single time.
I mean, I don't know. It's probably the cheapest way.
It's just art. Like, everybody creates art differently, and so like we can think something's cool, but somebody else can think it's not, or somebody can see something cool and then want to specifically make something that's totally different just because they don't want to do the same thing.
Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
So I get that. I get the art aspect of it, but like ultimately at the end of the day, like, are they not a business as well? You know what I'm saying? Are they not like trying to like, is this not for profit at the end of the day? Like, if you have like live data of people, your fan base telling you these jerseys are cool, do it. Mm-hmm. Why don't? What's the hold up here? Just
it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me either. Yeah, you're right. I blame on both sides. If they have people clamoring for certain jerseys, you have people clamoring for certain things they want to see. Now we're gonna give them a Verner's can. It's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's something different, but it's not what we wanted. So it is what it is.
I gotta find. Maybe I'll try to send it to Sus like throughout the break. But like, yeah, there's a whole like collage of ones that I was like. Every single one of those should be our City Edition jerseys, and that was back when we had the gray ones, which I didn't
the Motor
hate.
City.
I mind the Motor City ones.
I'll never forgive those tire ones. Those tire ones are garbage to me. Those gray
tire ones.
The gray ones? Tire ones.
The gray ones are.
Those were terrible.
The Motor City ones that were like maroon. Those were pretty cool. Maroon.
Yes. And I like those ones.
And navy blue.
Yeah.
I mean, big surprise that Blake Griffin era was trash. You know what I'm saying? Those great tire ones.
That's true. It is Blake Griffin's fault.
I'm not surprised.
It's all Blake Griffin's fault.
It was Corey Joseph's fault. Come on, can we reach a happy middle ground and blame Corey Joseph?
Nope.
Okay. I wanted to like defend him a little bit yesterday too.
He played well.
Yeah, and I looked back to numbers from like last year too. Like, he was our like number one like 3-point shooter like on the team.
Means the team sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it says more about the team than it says about Corey Joseph.
That's fair. Are we still with Corey Joseph over Kimba?
Yeah.
Or is that overreaction to Kimba the other day?
No, yeah. I'd rather have Corey Joseph.
You too, Sus?
100%.
Kemba Munch.
Is Kimba just like he fell off that hard, or part of it?
No, he's just part of it was the disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of it was the disrespect for sure, and it's all Corey Joseph's a little bit bigger. He's got more playoff experience.
Yeah.
But
does he?
Yeah.
No, he does.
Yeah, Spurs.
Yeah.
Raptors.
Well, Sus. Suss it up for us, man. Tell us about Chili Peppers Tanning.
All right.
Suss it up.
Suss it up.
Do too much.
Do too much. Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals where they beat all competitors by $5.
$5?
$5 easy. Don't forget to pick up
$5.
Australian Gold. $5 Spinny. Designer Skin, Caltan, and Swedish Beauty Lotions.
Brazilian lotions.
Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, 27 locations, and more coming. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries, what will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spin More Rex.
What up, though?
We are live on WoodwardSports.com. I mixed it up. I was supposed to say WoodwardSports.com first, but I just said Woodward Sports 3 times, and that's the key in doing that. WoodwardSports.com, WoodwardSports.com. JB's moving the audio booth. Young Sus to the TV booth. We're rocking and rolling on a Thursday. We got Dose of Dion joining the show. I want to pick his brain. I know Dion. I mean, a lot of you know Dose of Dion. He's kind of like the voice of Detroit Lions YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
He's also like a side of positivity in most scenarios, and things aren't looking too positive. So I'm kind of curious to get his perspective on a lot of these things.
See what's going on. Yeah, see what he has to say.
Before we roll into that, though, I just want to just pull up these jerseys real quick.
Yeah.
And then I promise you guys we'll move on. We'll talk Detroit Lions.
These look cool.
Dude, these are cold. You know what I'm saying? Because you got your traditional red, white, and blue that all the old people love because they hate the teal. And then we're bringing back the horse. Look at this. Like, come on. I would take each and every one of those over the Verners, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably.
JB, can you see them?
Yeah, I can see them. When do we have that all black one?
No, we haven't. That's what I'm saying. Like, these are fan-created ones that literally all of us just now, a consensus. Like, what do they call those when they do like the test rooms? They give like 5 people a room and then like, you try this one, you try this one, you let us know. A/B testing. Sample group. If we were a sample, we all just, give us those
Control group.
Control, yeah, there you go. Control.
Yeah.
Control group. 100%. All right. Moving on. Got a hot topic for you guys.
I saw this one. I didn't know
how to feel.
I don't know if 25 sitting on 25 mil.
Solo shot me for this one, Young Sus. All right. Dear Detroit.
This is this guy making
the Detroit Lions fans.
I know.
All right. I mean, hey, it's production. All right, pumping up the production. This beat, but nonetheless, we know we're in purgatory. We need to fill this roster up. There's so many holes. I mean, we had a discussion yesterday and we were like, what position is like the biggest one for need? You look at that defense, despite injuries, even with everybody healthy, again, our best player is kind of, I mean, he's still good. I don't want to disrespect Tracy Walker. He's not a Pro Bowler or All-Pro by any means. Maybe he can be if he stayed healthy. And this AG defense, we haven't got to see it yet with a complete team around him. But nonetheless, there's so many holes at so many levels on this defense, and we know we have to fill it up. Pause again. Why not get some extra draft capital? I actually had this scenario in the offseason. Would you trade Jared Goff, knowing that he's right now maybe a hot commodity, being looked at such because he's killing it this season, number 1 offense, top 3 offense now after that shutout. We're going to talk about that. Nonetheless, though, leading a lot of passing categories. I mean, he's having a hell of a season. Not to mention, this is the second time he's had a hell of a season at the helm, at the quarterback position. There's teams that feel like they're just a quarterback away. Would you trade Jared Goff to fill this roster?
What do you think we'll get for Jared Goff? Do you think he really is a hot commodity? Because you got to remember, just 2 years ago, they had to give up a first-round draft pick to ship him, to get Jared Goff's contract off the books.
Yeah.
They'd had to throw in an extra first-round draft pick.
So I'm glid you asked that because it's a little bit of a different scenario in this situation. We would be paying Jared Goff $40 million worth of dead cap this year. But we're already paying Jared Goff $40 million this year regardless. If you know, and this goes beyond Dan Campbell. If Dan Campbell or not, we need to get some guys on this roster. If you trust in Brad Holmes like you say you do, and some of you guys that love Jared Goff as much as you do, if you think he's out cold like you say you do, then we should be able to get Brad Holmes some pieces to work with in terms of draft capital. And maybe even just some guys. I mean, we were talking about Derek Brown, yesterday. I mean, that's the name that caught my attention. I know Brian Burns on that list too. But yeah, you're paying that $40 million either way. And you know your team, you have to build it up.
Yes.
We're missing. We had the discussion last week. How many of these guys make a roster, let alone start?
It's tough. It's a short list. It's a short list. If I've seen it, I see it in the Woodward Sports chat. People are saying if someone wants Jared Goff, you give them Jared Goff. I'm almost saying I'm there. I like what I've seen out of him this year. I do think he is helping this offense. He is doing the things he needs to do. But we have, again, gone forward multiple times saying that he is not the guy. He is not the long-term answer. He is not the franchise guy that you want there at the helm, so you can't hold on to him for dear life. If somebody comes into you and offers you, a deal you can't refuse on the day of my daughter's wedding.
Come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding.
And you
Ask for a
request
favor?
No, if someone offers me a package, pause, that I like, pause, I would make the deal. I would. If someone came up to me and said, here, take this. Take these 2 picks. Take this pick and this player. Take this and that. Yeah, I'd probably do it, honestly. If they're saying, what are you thinking, 2nd round pick? 3rd round pick?
First.
Do you think we'll get a first for Jared Goff?
I mean, let's be real.
We're this eager to give him away, and you think somebody's going to give you a first for him?
So he, like I said, as much as we bash him and speak to him, I was down on him, I should say. Part of that for me is the fact that we are paying him so much damn money. He is taking up so much damn salary cap. That's part of the reason why we got that extra draft pick, because this is not a good contract to take on. They're getting him, one, on a discounted deal. He's still a capable guy if you surround him enough with enough pieces. I mean, he's played in the Super Bowl, literally.
Yeah.
You got him on that discount.
Barely.
Yeah, 3 points. Same guy got shut out by that same defense. Nonetheless. Yeah, you're getting a guy who's at least capable of getting you there. You get him then on that discount, too. I mean, historically, in the NFL, we all know the numbers. It's the quarterbacks on team-friendly deals that go to the Super Bowl. Say you got a team like, I mean, maybe the Colts. I'm not saying this for sure like this year, but, I mean, the Colts, even Tampa Bay, like Matt Ryan, Tom Brady are both guys that may walk away from the game. They may very well, walk away from the game. Then you put all your eggs in one basket. I'm not going to put the Raiders in that conversation. But teams in that scenario.
I feel like Tom Brady got divorced, so now he's just in it for life.
Yeah, it's true.
He's going to play like 5 more years.
You like the Gordie Howe of NFL?
Yeah. I'm 47, but I can still throw a spiral, sonny.
It's crazy with Tom Brady, though, because, last year, was he not number 1 in, yards? And
he was.
Still top.
He should have been MVP last year.
He should have been MVP last year. And I'm not a Tom Brady guy, but what the hell? That was wild to me. But no, man, I would do it.
I would, too. I mean, I'm not just going to give him away, hey, I'll give you a 5th-round pick for that. I'm not going to do anything like that. But if someone comes up to me with a 2nd and a player or a 1st, if I hear 1st-round pick, I'm like, yeah, sign it up. Sorry, you're going to Cleveland. Have a good time. I feel bad saying this because he is performing. He is doing what he's asked to do. But you're right. There are so many gaping holes in that defense that you need to fill them. You need to get talent in there, and getting that contract off the books while acquiring more capital or players in return, that could be a win-win for the Lions. Because then you have the freedom to go out and sign a Quan Alexander, sign a Darren Payne, sign a Jesse Bates III in free agency this year. Mm-hmm. And those guys, those are good guys. Those are Pro Bowl guys. Those are guys that are up and coming. Yeah. Those are guys that are hungry and that can change this defense, that can be that would be starters on every team in the NFL. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not freaking out. It's like, oh no, Jared Goff, he's playing so well. But it's like, I mean, come on. We got Nate Sudfeld.
Hey, the stock is up right now. The stock is up right now. It was hella down last year. You're not getting much out of him last year. This year, and I'm not saying after this New England game, he has to come back, have a good game against Dallas, which is another good defense. But
very good defense.
Have him get a couple more good games, get a couple first rounders. I mean, we speak about the Jets and the Giants and how both Rob Saleh and Brian Dabo have brought a better record this year versus Dan Campbell. And then our argument for the pro Lions guys or Dan Campbell guys is that look at the rosters, they're working on a lot better things. Let's get Dan Campbell something to work with.
If Jared Goff ends up resulting in a totality of 3 first-round picks,
oh no,
no, I'm saying because we got 2 already. Because we got 1 for Stafford and 1 for taking Goff.
That's a dub.
If we can get another one for shipping off Goff, he should have a statue built in Detroit. We should throw it in the rafters. Put it up there with Barry and Calvin. Because if you already got 2 by bringing him in and putting him to the bosom, and if you can get another one for shipping him out of town, that would be huge.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Oh, snap, JB. Are you not down?
No, I'm down. I'm just saying with Spencer's trying to trade and get a first for Jared Goff, that is not going to happen. Never going to happen. The best we're getting is 2-player or maybe a third and 2 players. Like that's your worst. That's the best case scenario you're getting for Goff.
I'll tell you, if it's a 2 and a defensive starter, sign me up.
Matt Ryan was traded for a 3rd-round pick.
Yeah.
What other veteran QBs made a move?
Baker Mayfield was traded for his 6th-round pick.
Yeah, that might be more Goff material than.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably somewhere between there, honestly.
He's like. I was just gonna say something real disrespectful, so I'm gonna pause there.
No, say you've gone there. You've called him a cuck.
Yeah, that's true. That was the old
Cypher Bowl. Yeah,
that was the
he's
old
going too far. You just gotta say it now.
Yeah, he's like a dumb Matt Ryan and like a sober Baker Mayfield. Like he's like right in the middle there. Like he's right in the middle there.
So 4th round.
4th round is probably what you'd be looking for. Yeah, 1st round pick would be. That'd be asking a lot. I don't think any team in the NFL would be like, oh, Jared Goff, that's worth a blue chip stock in next year's draft. That's worth somebody.
Yeah.
No, there's nobody that's like that. There's nobody that is a Jared Goff away from a Super Bowl. I'll say that. There's nobody that's like, you know
that is
what?
Fair.
They're sitting in the war room. They're like, if we had Jared Goff right now, we'd probably be first in the division. So
yeah, that's true. I guess I didn't do that part of the homework. It's like looking what teams would actually be like in the market.
Yeah. I say we trade him to Dallas for Cooper Rush straight up.
Straight up.
Like Cooper Rush turned our franchise around.
Man,
the new red rifle.
I just wish he had a touchdown against the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Like keep the stock up a little bit. If he's top 5 and like statistically as a quarterback, like it's got to be worth more than a 4th.
His stock is plateaued. People know what Jared Goff is.
Yeah.
The league knows what Jared Goff is. The league saw how you can, get rid of Jared Goff from the equation like the Patriots did. So, again, like I said, there's no team that is a Jared Goff away from a Super Bowl. I don't even think that's possible.
Help me out here. All right. I'm excluding the Raiders. I got Derek Carr.
Yes.
If Tom Brady retires, I'd maybe put Tampa in there. But they're kind of like shutting off some pieces anyway.
If Tom Brady retires, they probably just fire sale. They already got their Super Bowl.
Colts. I mean, this would be a next year thing for them.
Colts,
I
wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, the Colts love doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's bring in Phil Rivers. Now let's bring in Matt Ryan. Hey, we'll trade for Jared Goff. And Jim Irsay's just wheeling and dealing. Give me every old quarterback in the history of the league.
I'm gonna do the homework during the break, man. I'm gonna do the homework during the break.
Do the homework. Get something I can wrap my mind around because a 1st-round pick for Jared Goff has me a little too wired. And if you need some help with your, mental state, we got the podcast for you. And that is SMA, or the Sports Marketing Agency. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight stigma about seeking help. And trust me, I used to work in this field. I know stigma is a big thing that causes people to not go out and get the help they deserve because they're scared. They think they'll be judged for seeking said help. So if you are struggling, or you know someone who is, go check out thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. 2 different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play, as well as private lane reservation for $120 if you get thirsty. They have a mystery beer vending machine for $2, as well as multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com.
All right. What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy, Eazy, joined by my man, Spin Mo Rex.
Rip.
What up, though? Sus and TD Move, JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. I apologize. I just wanted to jump to it because I did the homework during the break. A little bit of homework, as much as you could do. I'll tweet out the show. Make sure you guys retweet that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be in there, but obviously they got Tom Brady this year, excluding them. Minnesota Vikings. Would you say Goff is better than Cousins?
No, I wouldn't.
Probably like the same.
Yeah, they're not worth trading. It's not an improvement that you trade to do.
JB, what are you thinking with that one?
Nah, you're basically getting the same player out of each one, so
Yeah.
it's like an even trade for nothing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 49ers.
Okay. Centron. 49ers?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
They just drafted a quarterback. He's just hurt.
Damn, man. Titans?
No.
Because they got big
And they're basically tanking.
Ooh. Miami.
If Tua's dead.
R.I.P. Yeah.
If Tua is dead, if he, is not alive, then yeah, I mean that could be a place. Especially Tua and Goff are pretty similar.
Yeah.
With their skill sets and what they bring to the table.
I think that's the one. I mean, that's about it, though. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Hit him up. Ask him for Xavier Howard.
If Dak Prescott's don't know, because they owe him too much damn money.
Who, Dak? Oh yeah, Dak got a bag.
Not the Commanders.
Maybe the Commanders. Carson Wentz kind of sucks.
I was gonna say Commanders. What about the Texans, Panthers?
Texans,
maybe.
I'll take long neck Davis Mills.
Young Sauce's cousin.
Yeah, give me Young Sauce's cousin and like a 4th rounder. You could have Jared Goff.
So the only reason why I don't think like those guys would take them is because I think it'd be
They're
like a team.
rebuilding.
I think it's a team that like needs a guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like a piece away.
George Rebo in our Woodward Sports chat said the Giants.
The Giants.
Maybe they don't believe in Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes is killing it right
He's
now.
playing well.
Which, by the way, I didn't tell you. I mean, we did. I know I did at least. I did it when I was on BDE that one day. I was like, I don't discount Daniel Jones. He's in a pretty shitty situation. Sat in the back, hey, Daniel Jones, they'll pick up that 5th-year option. If we could get rid of Goff, I'd get him on a discount, see what he can do. Daniel Jones beginning a shitty situation, man.
I don't hate Daniel Jones. I don't think he's a bad quarterback by any means. He's
pretty fast guy. You can
kind
run
of a
the ball,
turnover
a little
machine.
mobile. Yeah, but I'm saying he was a turnover machine before he had the offensive line. And I mean, obviously, he's passed like 3 years and we're giving him offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Speaking of Danny Dimes and the offensive line, we kind of did the homework on his GM. Do you want to jump into that?
Yeah, we can do that.
Because we're comparing. Obviously, you guys saw in the morning show our guy Adam Baydoun live every day from 8 to 10. Make sure you check it out
on WoodwardSports.com.
On WoodwardSports.com. He gave you the comparisons of Dan Campbell,
man,
and then Rob Saleh,
man,
and then Brian Dabble, both from the New York Jets and the New York Giants organizations, teams in similar positions, but they have better records to start the season this year.
They do.
But I want to take a look at, say we compared the coaches in that scenario the other day. I feel like I lacked a delivery on that one, and I'll take the fault on that one. But ultimately, my takeaway was they played worse teams, which is true.
Yeah.
By the numbers.
By the numbers.
They played worse teams. New York did have two, Giants, I should say, they're both New York teams, had 2 impressive wins over the Packers, and maybe the Titans if you want to include them in there. But since we compared Campbell in the scenarios, I kind of want to compare Brad Holmes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people not a lot of people, but some people want to hold Brad Holmes to the fire in this situation too. And I was like, all right, well, let's compare him to guys in the same position as him and the talent that they acquired.
Mm-hmm.
Speedy, what was your takeaway from it?
Well, I look at, you look at the Giants GM, Joe Schuin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope
Sounds like you're saying like
right.
Joshua in a weird way.
Joe Schuin. He became the Giants GM literally this year. This is his first year as the GM of the Giants. We know he comes from the Bills organization as well as Brian Dable. He brought Brian Dable with him. That was already one thing, feather in the cap. You signed a good head coach. You signed a guy to put in there and make some plays. And his first couple draft picks, man, he hit on a couple of them. Obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau, we think he is going to be good.
Yes.
Evan Neal, both of their first rounders. Evan Neal looks like he's going to be a solid offensive lineman for a long time. And then Wan'Dale Robinson is a guy they got later in the rounds that people are very high of as a receiver. So there isn't much other than that to go off of for him. He made a couple free agent signings that weren't really splashes, like Matt Breida and Tyrod Taylor and backup linebackers, stuff like that, just depth pieces.
I apologize. Have you noticed everywhere Tyrod Taylor's gone?
It gets better.
Yeah. Even if it's just the backup scenario, if they have like a young quarterback, like their young quarterback just takes like the extra step up.
Yeah, until they puncture his lung on purpose so Justin Herbert can start.
Daniel Jones in purgatory. They picked up Tyrod Taylor for agency. Now the Giants are 4-1. I'm just saying.
Your eyes lit up when I said Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback.
I didn't know they signed him. He must be the quarterback whisperer. I mean, damn. I'm sorry. Continue on.
That's one thing. And one big takeaway is that he got to sign his head coach. He got to bring in his guy. He said at his introducing is that the right word? Press conference that he wants to get the right guys in the right seats, and that's what he learned in Buffalo. That is important to get the right guys in the right seats. And what did he do? He went out there, he got Brian Daboll, and he put him in the head coaching seat, and it looks like he made a great decision there. So that is one thing that you can hold to Brad Holmes, is that Brad Holmes didn't get to choose his guy. Brad Holmes was brought in after they already signed Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was Chris Spielman and Sheila Hamp selection.
Yeah.
So we don't know if Brad Holmes would have went down the same route and went with Dan Campbell. But then you look at the Jets GM. This guy, he's like hot and cold, like Ice Spice. Joe Douglas.
Don't tease me with that one.
He's been the GM for about 4 years.
He ain't no Ice Spice. Take that back.
And he might have had one of the worst drafts of all time. One of the worst drafts of all time in 2020. Mekhi Becton. I hope Abe's listening. Mekhi Becton. Obviously.
Can you say it in the ESPN guy's voice with the what's his name? The draft guy? Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi Becton. This guy is a monster of a human. You put him out there, and you says, no, he's going to do well. He's my top-rated guy. No, but Mekhi Becton obviously has been hampered due to injury. He is a mammoth of a human being. Hasn't been out there. This is all in the same draft. Denzel Mims. Nothing. LaMichael Pirine. Nothing. Ashton Davis. 68th overall. Nothing. Jabari Zun. I'm not going to say the end of his name because it sounds like a bad word. Nothing. And then you look at what he's done in free agency. It's crazy. Bringing in former Lions legend Laken Tomlinson. Bringing in C.J. Uzomah. Bringing in your boy Tyler Conklin. Bringing in Jordan Whitehead, DJ Reed, LaMarcus Joyner, Quan Alexander. Like, these are guys that are all starting pieces on this defense, and this is the 10th ranked defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then you look at some of his hits in the draft. Obviously, Zach Wilson, MILF Slayer. He looks like he's going to be pretty good. You got Michael Carter. Looks like he's a stud. Good running back. Elijah Moore looks like he's the real deal receiver. You get another good running back in Breece Hall. Breece Hall looks like he's the real deal as well. And, of course, Mr. Bless You, thank you, Quinnen Williams. He's hit some studs. He just kind of took a draft off in 2020. He got absolutely nobody in that draft. It's tough. I looked it up, and it was like, literally, this might be the most disastrous draft in the history of the New York Jets.
It was awful.
It was terrible. But the free agent talent that he brought in is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They had the bread to do it.
They weren't tied up with Trey Flowers. Jamie Collins' contract still costing you $18.5 million. So that sucks. Yeah. But he's made some good moves, Joe Douglas, and it looks like Robert Saleh was a good sign, a good hire. He looks like he's a great coach, Dearborn's own. So you take out 2020 draft, and he has a fantastic resume. You put in the 2020 draft, and it's like, because that was that bad.
Yeah. Because I'm looking, I guess to start back to Joe Schoen, I'm looking at the only draft class he's had. And he did select 4 starters.
He did.
In similar fashion to Brad Holmes. These guys weren't drafted hurt, but he does have 3 guys in IR. And you can't predict that stuff, but unfortunately it happened. Unfortunately enough for them, they are on the back end of the draft, but they got, like you said, Kayvon Thibodeau. And then you have the benefit of having the multiple first-round picks, just as the Lions did, though. Brad Holmes had multiple first-round picks, too. Not in the top 10 like the Jets and Giants, but still had multiple first-round picks. Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Wan'Dale Robinson, which would have been a starter, but obviously he's hurt now. Mm-hmm. And then you go to Danielle Billinger, who started for them last week, got his first touchdown, the rushing touchdown. So, you're looking at 4 starters in his first draft class. Now, when I'm in comparison to Brad Holmes, am I going off of this year's draft class, or should I go to like Brad Holmes' first draft class? I guess if I'm comparing the two.
First.
The first? All right. So in Brad Holmes' first draft class, Penei Sewell starter, Aleem McNeil starter, Amon-Ra starter. So I guess technically you'd have him beat there.
Mm-hmm.
You got 3-1. And it's looking like Levi, you're not going to see him, unfortunately. I mean, prayers up for him. Even if I go to this year's draft class, the 2022 draft class, Aiden, starter, yes. J-Mo, I'm assuming he's going to be starter. We've yet to see what he's going to be as a starter, though. And then Malcolm. I mean, there's another scenario. You got the 3-4. In the Giants' favor.
Yeah.
In Josh Schuen's favor. All right, moving on to the Jets, which is my comparisons. And obviously, you brought up all the free agent signings, too, for the Giants
Crazy.
as well. Crazy, baby.
Crazy, baby.
The Giants 2022 class for Joe Douglas snapped. I'm sorry, the Jets.
Oh, yeah.
Snapped.
Oh, yeah.
Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, Max Mitchell. All starters. That's 5 starters out of 7 picks. 3 of them first rounds, and they did trade up in the first round. And then Breece Hall obviously was a second-round pick. I guess there's a difference there, too. Like, obviously, you're picking from the cream of the top. The cream of the crop right to the top. You're picking 4 of those guys within the first 2 rounds. I mean, you're supposed to hit.
You're probably going to hit.
Yeah, you're supposed to hit. And then free agency 2, which I can't really compare those evenly because obviously we're working with a different cap scenario.
His free agency signings have been game changers, though. Like Quan Alexander, LaMarcus Joyner, DJ Reed, Jordan Whitehead.
Yeah.
Those are all starters on that defense. Laken Tomlinson has been good on that offensive line.
Are you ranking Brad Holmes below them then, given the facts?
Yeah, below Joe Douglas at least. I'll need to see more out of Shuen.
Are you shooing?
I'm not shooing. He's not a shoo-in to get ahead of Brad Holmes. And of course, we need to see what Brad Holmes does when he's got some bread to work with. Some change he can throw around, some money he can throw around to some people.
Real quick before break, JB. Brad Holmes ranking underneath those guys in performance.
Yeah, I got to put him underneath all those guys just because of what you guys have said. The Giants GM Shuen, I need to see a little bit more from him. But the Jets, I mean, they have the money to bring in these players. We don't. They're a little bit cheaper. We got contracts that we got to get off the books and get rid of. People we got to get rid of, actually, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to give it to Brad Holmes is third on that list.
There's definitely people we might need to get rid of, on this roster. Some guys that you can cut and just get them out of there. And if you need a cut, there's only one place you can go, and that is Lady Jane's. Because as you know, we broadcast this show live from the headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. It's definitely awesome when I get off the show. If I want to, clean up my dead ends a little bit, maybe take an inch or 2 off, I can sit down on one of those chairs, and I know one of the wonderful stylists will take care of me. So I highly recommend you get into Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you so they can treat you like a king as well. They're open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Before you know it, your hair will be game ready. So like I said, man, get into a Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. No appointment necessary because at Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
To get back to fighting your weight, feel like summer, you packed on just a few too many. Custom Health Centers can take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether you need to lose 20 or 120, Custom Health Centers will help you do it quickly and safely. Go to their website, customhealthcenters.com, or give them a call today at 844-789-THIN. Once again, that's 844-789-THIN.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin Morax.
What up?
We got Young Sus in the TD booth, JB Smooth in the 1s and 2s. We're rocking along on a Thursday. We got Dose of Dion coming up, so make sure you guys drop some questions in the chat if you guys want to ask him anything. I kind of want to go over the GM stuff with him, and I kind of want to ask him the Jared Goff stuff too, but after actually looking at teams that would maybe even be willing to, they already have a quarterback in place. We're kind of limited, man.
I think like Miami is the best option if Tua is dead.
Which, by the way, though, Miami's also stripped of like all their picks when they acquired Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's true.
So they have like
we can
nothing.
get a piece off that defense though.
Yeah,
and like a 4th rounder.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is like their defense does perform really well. I can't really name too many guys on it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's like because they're coaching really well, or I'm just not paying attention. A couple comments in Woodward Sports chat I want to address. One of them being they're talking about Brad Holmes and the money he spent. It's actually Dirty South Wolverine comments, and he says he did re-sign Romeo and Harris. That is looking like money lost, and traded for Brockers, which is another L. Yeah,
Brockers trades an L for sure.
Yeah. I was going to try to defend it, but I can't. Well, I mean, I don't even know what we gave up for it, though.
Whatever it is, it's an L.
Yeah.
Because we got nothing in return.
How's this phone line? Should I just press on air? How you want to do this one, JB? Let's try it out. Salt, are you there? Yeah, I just not getting audio on theirs. And
yeah.
What I think Fish was talking about, though, is this thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll talk about it later.
Salty.
We'll get it figured out.
I don't know if you can hear us or
and
not.
we will we'll get that running when we have it running. We have it down.
The Romeo Quara thing, though, was that Brad Holmes? Did Brad Holmes re-sign him?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't really know. I feel like we re-signed Quara before Brad Holmes. I'm actually gonna. Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah, I can.
If you could beat me up, if you could beat me to it, I would appreciate that. Salty shows you on air, man, but we just can't hear you for some reason. I don't know. Wait, is that you, Salty? I think we hear you now. Can you hear us? No, that's the issue with it. What's the Quara stuff looking like?
Romeo Quara signed a 3-year contract worth $37 million. That was in 2021. Or it was in 2020 is when he signed his deal.
So before, no, Holmes was
there. That was.
Well, what's the date on it? I look up when Holmes was like officially hired. Holmes, January 14th, 2021. So if you guys deal in 2020, then no, that sounds like it wouldn't have been a Brad Holmes move.
No, he got it in 2020. 2021, I think. Yeah, because the cap hit didn't start until 2022.
Because on January 14th, 2021, Brad Holmes named the executive vice president and general manager of the Detroit Lions. I don't think we hold the Quara against him. Epic in the Woodward Sports chat said I was going to give Easy, give a Lady Jane's girl anyways. Oh, I misread that one. Nonetheless, moving on, we got Dose of Dion coming up next. Before we get to that, though, obviously we spoke of Brad Holmes in this draft class. One of the pieces he took, I started to criticize it. Although when it first happened, I feel like a lot of people were excited about it. But Jameson Williams expected to make a comeback after the bye week, but I'm hearing well after the bye week. But I'm curious, how much of an impact do you expect him to make, Kung Fu Spinny?
Yeah, I expect him to make a good impact on this team. I expect him to be a playmaker out there. I expect him to be the guy that we drafted in the first round. I think he is going to go out there. He is going to be the guy, that electric talent, that top flight guy that you went up there, you moved up to get. He is going to be something that this offense hasn't had in the first 5 games or whenever he comes back, the first 7 games of the year. You bring him in, and he can be a dangerous weapon when you get the ball in his hands. He can explode off of the line of scrimmage. He can beat guys deep down the field and make some plays. So I expect him to be a great player. I expect him to be someone that could take the top off of defense. Obviously, we're going to see how much Goff can use him, because we know Goff isn't too keen at throwing down the field, and that's where he will be used best, is in those deep shots downfield. But you got to find ways to get the ball in his hand, whether that's using him in jet motions, whether that's using him in bubble screens, whether that's using him in different things or different route trees, depending on what the level of the playbook he's grasped so far, which I expect to be a lot, because he hasn't had anything else that he's been doing since he got drafted, so he better have been learning Ben Johnson's playbook. I expect him to be a big part of this offense when he's brought in and when he's healthy and ready to go.
Is it enough of a impact that you think we'd like to start winning games?
No. No, because our offense hasn't been the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't think adding a rookie wide receiver will help us win games. We need help on defense.
Yeah. I mean, majority of situations obviously hasn't been the problem, but New England put up that 0 burger. He can't even call it a burger. He put up nothing. Not a gosh dang thing. And I almost said the word I wasn't supposed to. But Jameson Williams, I feel like in ways it will, because although we were the number 1 rated offense, we have to admit there are situations where we had obviously to punt the ball away or even go for it on 4th down. I think you and I both expressed in scenarios where Josh Reynolds, although he's having a really good season, that if it was Jameson Williams in that scenario, I think the one where he kind of missed a wide open situation there, I don't know if that was on more him or Goff, or he just lost tracking the football, or another scenarios where he caught a ball on a slant and he just could have took it to the crib. I mean, those are scoring scenarios or situations where I feel like Jamo could have capitalized in, and maybe the fact turns wins around in that way. I mean, it's tough to say he's going to have that big of an impact, and like you said, we are already the top 3 ranked offense at this point now too. So I don't know how much of an impact he's going to make. I don't hate it though. I'm still not bashing the pick like some are. A lot of people are going to the Jordan Davis route, like, oh, we should have took him. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Jordan Davis, but Jameson Williams is a piece that's going to be there for like a long time, beyond Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? That's a piece you're going to want if you're going to usher in a new quarterback in at some point, whether it be this next year or the year after that one. He's going to love having a Jameson Williams. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of player makes Tua Tagovailoa look good at times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to bash Tua. I know that I'm known for bashing Tua, but I'm just saying, like, those receivers can make anybody look better than they actually are. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not trying to bash Tua in that scenario, but it's just they're going to help you out along the process. And I think Jamo was like more of that long-term type of deal. I mean, you saw the scenario in which we signed my guy DJ Chark to $10 million one-year deal, not really looking like a piece worth investing in, and not just whether it's due to injury or him just getting in with the offense or whatever it is. When he's on the field, he's been okay though, but receivers are getting paid upwards of $20 million these days, Spinny.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Kirk, a guy who I wouldn't say is like top 10, got a bag, and more that's dealt around incentives or just straight production. I mean, that's a lot of money. So I think, you made the right choice, or I don't want to say the right choice for sure, but not a bad choice in investing in a Jameson Williams, because, again, that's the type of receiver that's going to work out for almost any quarterback. Now, are the quarterbacks utilize him more or better with throwing him the deep ball? For sure. But, again, like you said with Tyreek Hill, what's the game plan for Tyreek Hill, Smitty? Go out there, run fast,
and then run slow, catch the ball, and then run fast. You know, it makes it easy. It simplifies the playbook. And you look at, Jared Goff's deep ball passing. He's got 1 pass of over 50 yards, 2 of over 40 yards, and 6 of over 30 yards. So he's doing well on, 20-yard plus passes. But to get a guy like Jameson Williams where you can really stretch the field, and I know you're not going back and throwing 50-yard passes all the time, but when you have a weapon like that out there, you want to be able to use that. You want to be able to use that dimension of your game. So I don't think that bringing him back means we're going to start winning immediately or doing anything like that, but I think it'll be an important piece of our defense. Yeah. And it can or important piece of our offense, excuse me. And it can help us get better in the long run, get more aggressive. Now the other piece I think that could possibly be coming back is Romeo Okwara.
Yeah.
I think that could be a huge help, although it didn't look good, because Jeremy Reisman put out there today, Jeremy Reisman of Pride of Detroit put on Twitter, he doesn't know when Romeo Okwara is expected to be back.
Yeah.
But he'd be shocked if it was before Thanksgiving.
I'm not. I don't even know what he's gonna come back to. The fact that it's taken him that long is kind of scary to me. But Salty, I think we got you this time. How you feeling about the Jameson Williams pick? Now the season's actually started. I can hear him. I just don't know if you can hear us. Same scenario we were dealing with earlier.
Yeah, I think we should get this settled, and when we have it right, and then we can do it rather than testing it live on air.
I don't care testing live on
air. But
air.
I think Romeo Okwara, obviously, if he comes back, he can be a big part of this defense.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's sooner than later. Again, I agree with you. I don't know what is going on I don't know what is going on with his injury and why it is taking him so much longer to get into the rehab. Obviously, everybody's different, and the position causes a lot of trauma on that injury, on that Achilles, when you're trying to explode off the line every time. That's a lot of weight to be putting on that. But you look at the guy in his career, when he's got 32 games started, 21 career sacks, 145 total tackles, 51 quarterback hits, and 5 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
So when he's in there, he produces. When he's in there, he's a menace. And that's what we need. We need him out there. We need him to be playing. And hopefully he comes back sooner or later.
Yes, like I said, my only concern is that we're not getting that guy back. You know, I can't confirm that. It's concerning that we have Okudah who was injured prior to. Core was injured after. I apologize, like 4 weeks after. But Okudah's back already. You have Brandon Graham, who also had Achilles, the same position. He's back already. Aquara, he's not even practicing yet. You know, it's. I can't. I'd love for
David
that to be the
Ajabo's
case.
back at practice.
Is he?
Yeah, David Ajabo's been practicing with Baltimore.
Yeah. I can't confirm that we're getting that guy back, and the fact that it's taken this long to even be back just makes it. I can't count my chickens before they hatch with that.
So
one.
what about a guy like Josh Pascal? He's been at practice. He's looking like hopefully he can be back next week.
Yeah.
Or the next game.
Yeah.
You know, bye week came at a good time. Give these guys an extra buffer week. What could he bring to this defense?
I think a lot of the similar things. I'm hoping at least. I'm hoping he brings similar things that John Kaminsky brought to this defense. And speaking of John Kaminsky, Dan Campbell also kind of hinted that he may be back in the Dallas game too, which I'm hoping that we get to see Aiden Hutchinson revive from that too, because then that's when we saw him produce in that Washington game. Nonetheless, though, man, it's looking rough. Not looking the greatest. Not looking the greatest.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But Pascal, he can still give you something off the edge. Regardless, he's going to give you a jump. He's going to give you a boost. Just like Centron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, you guys, I think I just pulled the sauce, Detroit Red Wings. Right now, you guys try the 6-pack sample right now at CentronWorld.com/Red Wings. The 6-pack sample includes the OG, the cranberry, and the sugar-free. Make sure you guys check that out. This is Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. We'll be right back with Dose of Dion.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
At Alta,
Uptime
matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You got a big project coming up? Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Again, that's 844-GO-TO-ALTA. Alta Equipment, where
uptime
matters. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy, Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
We got JB Smooth in the audio booth, Young Sus in the TD booth, and we are also joined by the king of Detroit Lions YouTube, my guy, Dose of Dion. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Appreciate you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. The beats are fire. I'm loving it. That was rough, man. It's been a minute since we last did our show, but it's been a little rough since then, man. I think we got to get back on it to get rid of whatever just happened the last few weeks.
We got to get rid of the bad juju for sure. It has been a little bit of a rough stretch, and that's how we're gonna get right into it. What do you take away from some of these losses? Is this on Dan Campbell? Is this on the lack of talent on the defense? What is the biggest reason for the Lions and their ineptitude so far in this season?
That's a good question, man. I've tried to point it to one specific thing. I definitely can't because I do feel like it's a mix. But I can touch a little bit on each one. First off, I think personnel-wise, defensively, I think our biggest issue is cornerback. And I think we have a couple guys potentially coming back. Well, one guy specifically, Jacobs, that could slide in there. There are trade options as well. But I think cornerback's been an issue defensively. Just kind of how it's, I think, not really last week specifically, but the weeks before that. Maybe Mike Hughes gets some look there. Coaching-wise, I think for, Aaron Glenn, obviously we've been put in some bad spots defensively. I think there's been occasions where we've been, you could say, out-coached in bad positions. But then on top of that, some of these Dan Campbell decisions, man, like, I can get some of them, but also the 4th and 9, that one doesn't make sense to me. I can't really talk myself into that one making sense. Even if he didn't feel like his kicker could make that, I would have hated taking the punt, but you kind of have to. Just in that game, you didn't seem to have the matchup to make sense to go for that, right? There's certain games where you feel like you might be able to pick that up. This was not one of them, but yet we still did it. And he said he knew he had to play conservative. So I think it's been a mix of a lot of things, but I know you guys were talking about before I jumped on here about guys getting back, and I think there's a couple guys that could definitely help us.
Yeah, 100%. I kind of found myself wondering too, and the answer for myself was the secondary and that back end. But we obviously the defense is struggling. But like, which unit is struggling the most? Because I also noticed the front four can't seem to get pressure by themselves. So you have to send the extra blitz. But by that point, you're leaving that back end who's inexperienced and, like, let's be quite frank, void of talent there outside guys like Jeff Okudah and Tracy Walker, which we're now missing. Like, what unit on this defensive end is hurting the most? Like, which one needs to upgrade the most?
Yeah, for me personally, it's cornerback. And to what you said about defensive line, like, I agree. We do need to get more pressure there. I think, like, last week again, I think it was a little bit difficult because there were some, like, Hutch was going against a really good tackle, and he got one, so he's trying to move him over. And he won a couple times. I wouldn't say he won more often than he didn't, but that was a tough one. So you're playing one of the better tackles in Trent Brown. But I do think it's cornerback because I feel like, safety, I like what we have there. I just think cornerback is general. Like, if you look at Washington and you look at some of the situations where, we got sacks, a lot of it was what we were able to do in coverage. We forced them to hold them to the ball a little bit longer, or they had deeper drops. So to me, like, I think our defensive line, which I think has been a positive in a weird way, is actually run stopping. I think they've been consistent all year in that. But I think it's beyond that where we've had issues. Yeah. Runs have taken off on us, and we've given up chunks. Guys break outside. There's no one containing or something. It's not like we're getting mauled at the point of attack, which gives me optimism because I think that can be fixed. But I think cornerback for sure because it could just allow us to be a little bit more aggressive. And obviously the Lions are playing a ton of man coverage. And if you're having to consistently throw extra bodies, like we got to double team this guy, send help here, then you're just losing eyes of the quarterback. There's no one underneath in zone, so it's just you're throwing way too many bodies at coverage right now.
Yeah. And I myself, Dion, I've taken the stance of digging my heels in and kind of defending AG and a lot of this because I feel like we are missing talent. And I think you do have to consider the fact that we're missing Tracy Walker, who I think everybody would kind of agree that's the best player on our defense. And literally the captain and leader of the defense, the play caller, which that's who our defense throughout the summer was ran through was the safeties. We're missing him. We're now missing Deshaun Elliott, looks like, too. How much of this do you hold AG responsible for in terms of like this defense is looking really, really ugly, and how much do you, I guess, lean towards like the injuries and inexperience and talent?
Yeah, I definitely put some on AG, but I can't put it all on AG. Like, I know I was kind of heated after the game, like, whoa, this is an issue. But I think looking back, man, it's not all on Aaron Glenn, and if we don't have Elliott, that's tough because I think he's been playing really well. But yeah, I think it's just, I think for him, it's forced him to do certain things. Like against Seattle, he had to do a lot of things to say, let's not let DK Metcalf beat us. And he wouldn't put guys one-on-one unless they're 8 yards off. So I think there's certain matchups. And I thought last week they didn't have that elite receiver. So I thought you saw for us that we could be a little bit more ourselves in that game. And we played a lot of man in that game, the most we've ever played. And I thought you saw the defense improved. So I think it's a mix because I think clearly when you're in positions where, like Seattle was obvious. We had a couple plays there. We're just like, dude, we don't have we have a lineup, a pre-snap lineup, and they just attacked it. And it was like, there's no shot our players are making a play here. So there's some of that for sure. Like Seattle did some good stuff. They're good coaches. That's what you expect from Belichick and Pete Carroll and a young Aaron Glenn that can happen. You could be put in bad spots and they get you. But now that's why I look at Dallas and like, okay, so let's see what he does with a bye week to prep. What position does he get some of these guys in? Because I think you get a couple pieces back, dialed up, be more aggressive like he wants to be, and maybe he puts us in the spot, makes some plays, but I don't think it's all on Aaron Glenn, but a little bit.
Does it make you nervous seeing about how Matt Judon kind of wrecked that game for the Patriots? He was in the backfield all day. He was tearing up Jared Goff. He had obviously that strip sack that led to a touchdown. He had a couple more sacks on him. going up against a combination of Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence after the bye week, like that's not going to be any easier. Does that make you a little nervous walking into that?
Yeah, man, it does, man. You don't have to bring that up now. Like, that's the way out, right? God. No, man, like, the biggest difference I think that will benefit us is I don't think Dallas has the guys, and I haven't got into it like that, but I don't think Dallas has the secondary pieces that can do what New England did. I felt like New England, with the St. Brown injury, not having Chark, we struggle to get open. We struggle to win one-on-ones. And I think Dallas doesn't have those guys that can kind of take you out of that, where you're trying to get the play design to go, they're just going to take you out of it because that guy's not going to be there. And then that's when the pressure starts to eat. So I'm worried about it because you're right, Matthew Judon did eat, and he beat Sewell a couple times, he beat Decker. But also on top of that, we unfortunately had to get away from our run game. So there was also a lot of interior, stunts, and then they do delayed blitzes, and it's like, well, they know we're passing the ball. That's why the 4th and 9 didn't make sense to me, because they knew we were passing and they were all over us. But I'm worried about that. Yeah, no, they've been great. I mean, you saw what they did to the Rams. The good thing is our offensive line is a strength and really only missing one guy. So I would say that we should hang up better than they did.
Now I know I defended AG. I feel like I've seen AG do some things with X and O's and hold some pretty good teams at just 20 points and with that same limited talent-wise on their roster. But I can't defend Dan Campbell in the same way as much as I want to. I'm unable to. And I do give him sometimes the benefit that I gave AG in terms of the talent, but then I go back to that Minnesota game on that 4th and 4 call, and it hurt. That one, it literally hurt me because you had guys play their hearts out. Jeff Okudah lock it down. Justin Jefferson the entire game. The guy is considered a top 3 wide receiver. You lose your leader in Tracy Walker, and then at the end of the day, you ultimately walked away with the L due to the coach's decision. I was hurt by that one, man. I can't defend Dan Campbell, but can you? Are you able to? Are you starting to see and feel a little bit concerned about Campbell as well?
I mean, I don't think you can defend the things, and it's like, why would he do that? And the Vikings one is the weirdest one because he always talks about the flow, and it was like there can't have been a person that was sitting there and was like, man, I think we should take this field goal. We should probably try to go up 6 here after he just missed one too. Why would that do anything for us? As soon as they came out to line up for a field goal, it's like, I don't even care if he makes it. This is a terrible decision. So that was weird. And there's been question on wow now like last year there's been you're like, does he need to just play a little Madden? Just like, hey, what would I do in this situation? Because it's like, I don't know. It's like he loses himself in the moment or overthinks it or something. It's like, just calm down, man. Hey, maybe Ben Johnson got to get in his ear or something. I don't know. But there's definitely questions there. And that's got to be better because I'm with you. I think that lost the Vikings game.
The terms of some people are just ready to fire him at this point, though. Are you at that point with it? Are you still comfortable with giving him, throughout the end of the year and, somewhat the beginning of next year, too?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say for the end of the year yet because, well, I probably for the end of the year. And now I did say this. Hey, we win 5 games or less. I'm not on the board of that's cool. That ain't cool with me. But as of now, no, I wouldn't fire him. First off, I don't think you have really any other options. I mean, what would that do for your team? If anything, it's just you're probably going to sink. You may win a game without him or something like you did with Bevel. You're probably going to sink. He's the motivator of this team. So even though there's questionable decisions, which needs to be better, and that kind of speaks to limited coaching experience that he had coming in. So I would think she maybe expected some of that. But I can't say I'd fire him now because I just don't think there's any direction you're going with it at this point if you do that. And it's early. I want to be fair to the guy. Even though it's been bad, it's still only been 5 games. I still got to be okay. Because even when we fired Patricia, that one was a little bit easier to do, but we were still, we were 4-7 or something when we did it. It was well, he still has a chance to make the playoffs. And you said he needs to be in playoff contention, and you fired him. I don't know if that was fair. So this situation, no, I wouldn't do it yet.
Yeah, that's – how much time does he get to kind of work this out? Because we see that he's making the same mistakes he was last year. And last year it was, like you said, it's that brand new head coach thing. The team was kind of, pretty bad. It was kind of a wash of a little wonky. It was kind of a wash of a season anyways. So people were somewhat lenient with it. All right, he's testing things out. He's going for it on every 4th down. He even said last year, I need to see what kind of guys I got here, man. So when I'm in that position, who I can rely on, man. And it's all right, but now you're in year 2. You made some additions to offense. You made some things, and you're still making these same mistakes. It looks like he hasn't learned from last year at all. How long do you give him? How much rope do you give him until it's all right, you need to clean that up right now?
Yeah, you're completely right, man. I mean, that's the NFL, right? You're not blowing out teams often. So even if we get better, probably playing every game's going to be tight. So Like, and then even in that last game where it was a 4th and 1, he's like, I can't fault him for saying I want to run the ball. We missed a block. But then at the same time, it's like, why'd you run behind Logan Stenberg then? Like, why would you think that's the guy that you trust, really? Like, you didn't want him to start. So that stuff's, yeah, I mean, to me, like, again, like, if we win like 4 games at the end of this year, things are going to have to change, I think. I just don't think you can just ride with that if you have a healthy quarterback. We won 4 games, 5 games this year. To me, but that was my expectation coming in, so I don't want to waver on that. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna definitely give him the rest of the year. But you gotta win tight games. You can't lose every tight game, because that was the same thing we had with our last regime, is we didn't win any close games.
Yeah.
Is there any substance to the fact that we're even in these games with a quote unquote less than roster? Because I don't find myself struggling with that. Because ultimately, it's like some decisions are just based on him, like some of the reasons why we're losing these games. But I mean, I do have to consider the fact, like, damn, like our defense does suck. Like the fact that we're even like in positions to win some of these games, is that semi-impressive? Is there any substance in that, or like, no, that's not a reason to defend him?
I don't know if I would say it's impressive. I would say it does. Like, I think we have talent on this team, and I think it's credit to, first off, Ben Johnson. I think he's been killing it to be in games like we were against Philly. So I think it just shows you that you can hang with anyone. There hasn't been a game this year where I felt like, man, we just don't got it. Now, I felt like the matchups last week were bad for us, and I think we piled on top of that. But there was a couple crucial plays that everything went wrong. But I think it shows we can hang with everybody. But yeah, it's to the point, like, hey, this is every game in the NFL, and he knows it. He said it before he came into the years. You got to close these out. You got to close at least half of them out, or your home games. So
yeah, I
think it just banks on the fact that you know that you can compete, you have the bodies to compete, and now you got to finish.
100%, and in the defense where I want to see the most. Dion, would you mind sticking with us through a break real quick?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, we know, this defense needs a lot of help. And if your defense needs any help, all you got to do is go to Guardian Alarm, because Guardian Alarm is there to keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the roam. With their 24/7 local monitoring, they make sure the things that are important to you stay safe. All you have to do is call 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT right now, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for Big Frog and Novi, and right now you can get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. All you have to do is stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you out one on the spot. So make sure you go check them out at Big Frog in Novi, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
We have Dose of Dion in the building joining us along for the ride. What up, though, Dion? Thank you for waiting for that break with us.
You're good, man. My camera quality just got a lot worse. It just turned off and switched to the other one. I'm like, all right, keep rolling with it.
There we go. We'll go with it. Looks good on our end, man. That's, you look good for the people. But let's get back into it. We're talking about, those holes in defense that we got to fill those holes, and obviously, Matt Rule, Matt Rule's gone out of Carolina, and they're kind of in a fire sale. They've got pieces up for grabs. They're saying, come get some of these Carolina Panthers.
and you look at two of the pieces, the two of the most intriguing pieces, at least for us as Lions fans. You got Brian Burns, who in 40 games has 29.5 sacks, 154 total tackles, 61 quarterback hits. And Derek Brown, who in 34 games has 5 sacks, 92 total tackles, and 22 quarterback hits.
That's what I want.
Now, if you could go out and poach one of those guys from Carolina and bring him to Detroit, who are you bringing and what would you give up for him?
Man, if I got to pick one of those two, I'm taking Burns. Just because of, where Romeo, I don't know where Romeo's at. And I like Hutch, and I'm not sure where we go with the depth of some of these guys like Julian going forward. But if you put like Burns with the backup of Charles and Hutch, that'd be nasty.
Yeah.
And now Derek Brown will be fired, right? Back in the draft time. But I will say that I like what McNeil has done a lot. He's been one of my favorite players so far this year. I think Bugs has held his own. So I'm not as worried about that as I think we could maybe improve the pass rush a little bit more.
Okay.
But would they really give that up, though, you guys think? I mean,
they said they're available. They said they're both available.
Yeah. So the thing I saw was like U Stadium, but like they didn't have like verification. But I had a shit ton of followers. But I mean, if the guy I want is Derek Brown, just because I just think back to our best defenses had those big uglies in the middle.
Looking down
You know
at that 29.5 sacks, though, 61 quarterback hits, 6 forced fumbles.
He's gonna cost a bag. Though is the only thing, and we can't afford it. But at the same time, cap space is like imaginative sometimes.
We can cut.
Make it work.
We cut anybody you're paying, they're dead.
Not if we can cut Brockers and Romeo Okwara, and be out of that cap next year.
Oh, for next year.
Yeah, not right now.
Okay.
What I'm saying when we would have to give him the bag.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
We can finagle some money.
Like I said, I want some big and ugly in the middle.
That's one thing. If you're tied in with the Lions, you know everything about. Where's Romeo? Where's Romeo Okwara? I saw Jeremy Reisman put out there today.
Romeo, thy Romeo.
Romeo. I saw Jeremy Reisman put out there today that he wouldn't expect him back before Thanksgiving. It's like that's still what a month away almost. That concerns me. Do you have any updates or how are you feeling about far out Romeo?
Dude, I got nothing, man. I got nothing. I mean, he could just give us maybe one video, a month of him doing some workouts like Hefe gave him. I don't know, man. Maybe he lost his phone. That's possible. But I have no idea. I got no updates with him. Now, I do wonder a little bit, because you guys talking trades. Have you guys thought about William Jackson at all? Because that's the guy that's been catching my eye personally. Washington, they're saying that he wants out. They're going to make a trade before the deadline. So that guy has been the dude that I'm interested in. And I wonder if you guys have talked about that at all.
No, I have not. Is he on the market?
I'm sorry. What's that? I think I lost him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is he on the market?
Yeah, he said they wanted that he wants out. I'm gonna check, see what's going on right now with him.
Oh, I think Dion might have lost our audio.
Yeah, that is a guy that you could bring in. Though, wow, I didn't even think about that. I didn't hear about that.
Damn, I really wanted to ask him the Brad Holmes stuff too.
Yeah,
because obviously we asked him the Campbell stuff. I want to know where he's at with the Brad Holmes. And initially, I was kind of in defense of Brad Holmes too, but then breaking things down, looking at what the Jets have done, both in the draft, free agency. I'm not gonna count against Holmes, but it's, specifically the draft in Joe Schuin, and specifically the draft with Joe Douglas this year's. I mean, he did take a L. I mean, they were working with more, though, too. But we got Dion back. I see some thumbs up in the TD with gears now.
Good, man.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm back.
Dion, obviously things are going bad, so everybody's catching strays. Everybody's catching a bit of the blame. I asked you about AG. I asked you about Dan Campbell. What about Brad Holmes? How much of obviously it's Dan Campbell's job to coach up the talent, but it's Brad Holmes' job to get him talent to coach up. And a lot of it hasn't been available. I'm officially kind of almost jumping off the bus for my guy Ife Melifonwu too. I was really hopeful for him, especially at the safety position, but he just can't seem to get healthy. Where are you at with Brad Holmes at this point? 5 games into his second year.
No, it's a good question, and it's difficult because to your point, it's like you talk about Iffy. I wonder why we don't just put him back at corner. It's like, man, if he's that low on the safety depth chart, why not just put him back at cornerback? So there's questions like that. I think Chris Board has been better than Barnes, but it feels like Barnes is playing more recently. So you always have those questions. I don't really, to this point, I don't really have an issue what I feel like what Brad Holmes has done. I actually like some things, and I know you guys were talking about JMO, so for me with that, that whole situation, I think it's clear, and it showed up last week, that we're going to need a guy that's just a straight-up number one. We're going to need a number one receiver against certain teams that can just like you got solid receivers, but what about a team that really can lock up in the secondary? Can your elite beat their elite? And I think that's what the addition of J-Mo meant. So I actually don't have an issue with what Brad Holmes did. Everything hasn't hit. Like, the James Houston one looks like a dud, but that one was, really late. I don't have an issue with it, though. I think we got to figure out, which guys are playing, because the idea of coming in last week with Deshaun Elliott as a backup was just, I don't even know how to explain that. I'm like, what are we looking at? How is Savion, how is Savion above Iffy? Let's start there. So I don't. It doesn't make sense to me with some of this stuff. I hope with the bye week they look at it and all right, this don't make sense. What are we doing? Maybe we put Iffy back at corner. If he's this deep on the depth chart, let's put him back at corner, man. Maybe he can get some work there.
Damn, man.
Yeah, that's tough. And it's the Eazy has this, Brian Windhorse plot that Brad Holmes
I just wonder.
has been drafting these injured guys because he's trying to tank. Like he's got the plan of
not so much tank. He's just taking the long road.
He
knows he's got the long road.
2023, 2024. You finally got that cap space. You can go out there and get some guys. Some legitimate cap space, like $92 million. Is it? Do you buy into that at all, or is it just that he's taking risks on injured guys like Iffy and Pascal and Levi and guys like that, and it's just not working out for him?
I love that. That's creative, man. That's wild if he's doing something like that. That's
big brain.
That is deep, man.
Check out the big brains on Brad.
Yo, I don't buy it, bro. Like, I feel like you break those down. Like Iffy, I don't think there was like an injury thing coming out with Iffy. He's just dealing with one now. Like he just had that shoulder one, and he had one coming in the year. Levi, I think Levi shocked him a little bit how long it's taking. Like when he said there's no improvement. What's going on with Levi? He
said the meter's not moving. I was like, oh,
yeah.
God.
I'm like, what is happening with that dude? So it feels like that one was a little bit of a surprise. Pascal, they seemingly expected, and they expected him to be out a little bit when they drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had Kaminsky, and they probably thought Levi was going to be somewhat here, I would think, And I think specifically when you look at this last year's draft, I thought there was a lot of picks that we made. Like just when you look at individually of guys that were ready to play, I think there was a pretty good amount of players that guys that were ready to play in this last year's draft. We took some projects the first time around, but I thought this year we got some dudes that were ready. Whether that's Hutch, Malcolm could play right away. Josh Pascal's another guy I think can instantly play as soon as he's ready to go. 4-year experience. So I don't buy that. Easy, but I like it. That's creative. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I just looking at it. I mean, obviously. The Pascal situation, that's a hernia. So a lot of people abuse him on that one, but
not worried about that.
Yeah, it's a hernia. Hernias aren't like a big. They're not a break your type of career thing. Now the Levi, the back issue that existed when he drafted him. Now that one you could point to and complain about. I think Kirby's a bit of a project. He had to know that coming into. I think James Mitchell at the tight end position was a bit of a project on top of being injured with the ACL. And then obviously James Houston too was a project, which we wanted him to also be like an elite pass rusher. And then Chase Lucas, I didn't expect him to make the team initially when we drafted him. Obviously seeing him through preseason camp, but I like what I've seen. But I mean, obviously a 7-round pick is going to be a bit of a project. Or I mean, you're not expecting to even we expect what we got out of him. At least I don't think.
Yeah, I wonder if he gets some look upcoming at slot. I just wondered because I think I see what Mike Hughes is doing on the outside. And it's like, man, if Jerry's not ready for week 7, I think it's week 7, then I would consider putting Mike Hughes on the outside. If you like AJ in the slot, or if you like Chase Lucas in the slot, I put Mike on the outside. And even when Jacobs comes back, I have an open competition. Let's say Jacobs come back as last year with Okudah and Jacobs. That Mike Hughes, you could take their spot at any time. Like it's very open for that to be a possibility.
100%. I guess at the break of the season now in our bye week, we do got to wrap it up here soon. I guess just give this regime a grade throughout from the beginning of last year to now. Give them a letter grade on what they've done so far.
That's a lot, man. I guess I'll go with D. I mean, I can't give them any higher when you're 1-4. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to do. But, and I was going to ask you guys this quick because I don't know if you guys did this. Your updated record predictions now that we're at the bye week, like what we know we are now to finish the season. What do you think we finish at?
4-13.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be on board with that one. 5 at most. It's the thing for me is like
it's sad.
Us losing Tracy was huge to me. I know a lot of people are like bashing us, like you should have known this was coming. You should know. Like, given the context, like losing Tracy is huge, in my opinion. Right. Absolutely huge. I mean, that was your guy on the defense, not just in terms of like being a talent on the field, but your leader. You know what I'm saying? Like. Mm-hmm. If you watch the beginning of the season when he was healthy, he was the guy getting the blitzes. He was the guy to get the sack on Jalen Hurts. Like, he was your blue chip that you could just move around and do whatever. Cover, tackle, I mean, whatever it was. Yeah. We lost that. So people trying to abuse, like, I told you they weren't going to lose. I told you. First of all, it's not a hot take For you to say, oh, I was right. The Lions suck. No shit, they suck, bud. Like, good job. Oh my, you can see the future. No shit. But I think, given the context, a lot of that stuff, like, it's not just, me, Dion. I guess you weren't really on the train of them winning, like winning. Which we kind of always mid with them either way. But the context of this scenario is a lot different than one that we were going into the season with, and even national media had them competing a lot more than we've seen. And to be fair, the first 3 games were competitive. They just lost.
That's what it is. But before we get you out of here, man, we do got to pay some bills real fast. Give a shout out your channel, shout out everything you got going on. Let the people know. Man. Yeah, we appreciate you as always for dropping the knowledge. But let people know where they can get more of a Dose of Dion.
No, I appreciate you guys having me back, man. I do. Hopefully we can talk about some dubs soon. Dose of Dion.
Yeah.
We talk Lions over there, man. And look, I'm weird. Probably, but I'm still optimistic that we win in 10 games this year. I'm just saying, we get Jerry back. Hey, we get Jerry back. I guarantee we win. First game, Jerry plays, I guarantee we win.
Just off of Jerry?
Jerry plays, we will win the game. I think it changes.
All right, get this. He's clearly drunk. Let's get. All right, I appreciate you joining the show. Stay off the roads.
Appreciate you for joining us, man. Easy. Tell us about Swiss. See you later.
Love you, man. Appreciate you. Swiss, like Turkey and Swiss?
Not Turkey and Swiss, something else.
Oh, Swiss Insurance Group.
Yes.
Mark and his awesome team at Swiss Insurance want to remind you that September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month. And actually, we're just going to send that on over to October because it's October now. Swiss can save you money on home and auto, resulting in no additional out-of-pocket for your life insurance needs. Reach out to the team at Swiss Insurance Group, and their experts will help provide you with financial peace of mind if the unexpected happens. This is Easy with the Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. We'll be right back.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries are at Big Boy. It's not the Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. And guess what else is new? They got the bacon blue. But don't forget about those fries. They got chili cheese fries. They got nacho fries. And the banger of all bangers, baked potato fries. So make sure you go satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
Okay.
What
up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spit Morax.
What up, though?
We are live on WoodwardSports.com. As always, we got Sus in the TV booth.
Yes,
JB Smooth in the ones and twos. I love Dion. I love him, but we were talking about it during the break.
Yes.
In my opinion, outside of probably Scott Bischoff, no one can really articulate the X's and O's of the game quite like Dose of Dion. And no one's actually dedicated to it quite like Dion. And Scott just knows his stuff too. Dion's literally like going to school right now to become a scout.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, 10 wins. That's just, I love Dion. This is what he does. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you can't say you don't know the game, but he just loves the lines.
Yeah, it's that optimism, man. It's more power to him. I wish I could be that optimistic about the Lions. But
yeah, I'm along with you though. By the way, like 4 wins.
I got him 4 and 13.
I think missing Tracy's just so huge to each.
I think we beat the Bears once. I think we beat the Panthers.
Yeah,
and we squeak out another win somewhere else.
Yeah,
but
I mean it's very possible we beat the Bears twice, but we'll see tonight. I mean they're what 2 and 2, 2 and 3,
2 and 2. 2 and 3.
They're facing the Commanders tonight. I got the Commanders. I'm putting some Durs. There's 2 nicknames to go with that one too. The Commies and the Durs. They're also in some hot water too.
Yeah, Mike was calling them the Commies yesterday.
Yeah, I like that one as well. The Commies. Moving on, we asked Dose of Dion about a couple of trades. He actually introduced us to another possible trade, but initially we asked him about Derek Brown and Brian Burns.
Yes.
Spinny, I know you did the homework on this one.
I did.
You spouted out some numbers.
I did.
Which one of these gentlemen are you more impressed by, or would you like to see in the Honolulu Blue?
It's tough, man. It's tough because you look at Brian Burns and dude, like 29 and a half sacks in his career and 40 games started. Like that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
61 quarterback hits in 40 games. 40 games. He's got 61 quarterback hits. That is very impressive. And 154 total tackles. Like the guy's a menace out there. And it's tough for me to say that I wouldn't want him on this team. I wouldn't want to add him to this roster, but it's probably Derek Brown because we need that more. You know, we need that girth. We need those big boys in the middle more because we do have Julian still. We do obviously have Aiden and Charles. We're getting Josh Pascal back. Hopefully Romeo Okwara's not dead, and we can just those are pieces that are there if we have them. But Levi, I'm chalking him up as he is dead. Like Levi, I'm not
chopping up dead people. Oh my!
I'm
you weren't into that kind of thing.
I'm pulling the Sam Flannel, but no, it's
Hero Sam, the legend killer.
Yeah, it's I can't see him coming back this year. He said the meter's not moving. That was, what, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? So it's not getting any better. Give me Derek Brown, put him in the middle, help out Elaine.
Yeah. Derek Brown's my pick, too. As much as the numbers are impressive when it comes to Burns, and obviously you'd love to have that. Anybody would love to have that on their team. He comes with some money. All right, the guy, I think, is next year is his 5th year. I think he's then due $15 million, if I'm not mistaken. And, again, I'd love to have the talent, but the money plays a part of it too. If I truly want Brad Holmes to shop free agency and get the pieces that he wants, I mean, I want him to have that money in free agency rather than tied up into Brian Burns. And it's very possible that Brian Burns doesn't agree to the contract we even do offer him, considering we are the Detroit Lions and we're probably not going to have a successful season. And maybe say, hey, I can get paid and win somewhere. I don't have to get paid and lose here. You know what I'm saying? So give me the 24-year-old Derek Brown. I told you guys yesterday, if I could add any piece to this defense, it's something ugly and so nasty in that middle. Because again, that's how I've seen the Detroit Lions defense be at its best, was having that big ugly in the middle in terms of Dominic Sue and Nick Fairley. Give me Derek Brown. Dude's only 24 years old, and we need that. I mean, I've been comfortable with Ali McNeil when he's produced, but he doesn't have a partner next to him. And it's been quite obvious, specifically in my opinion, the run game. It's obviously quite obvious in terms of rushing the quarterback. And Derek Brown has some stacks too.
Yeah,
he's not just a run stuffer. He's a pass rushing defensive tackle.
Yeah,
and he's just a beast. And I think they'd ask for a lot in that scenario because again, the kid's only 24 years old, and he would have to be paid soon too. But that's just the piece that I want, man. Give me that big ugly in the middle.
What would you give up for him? Would you give up a second rounder for him? Would you give up, a third and a fourth?
That's what sucks, man. Is like we have invested into that position specifically with both Halim and Levi. So yeah, I guess I'd have to be comfortable giving up a second rounder.
Would you give up Levi in the third?
Oh yeah, all day. I mean, no offense to Levi. Again, I'm praying for you, man, and I hope all is well and all that other good stuff. But in terms of football, I don't know that he's going to have anything to offer to the Detroit Lions, unfortunately. And it's a really shitty situation, both for himself and the team. But yeah, I mean, Brad Holmes burned second picks overall. Anyway, second picks overall. Jeez, old Pete's. Number 2 round
Cheese
picks.
And crepes.
What am I trying to do here? My brain's stuttering. Thank you.
There we go.
If Brad Holmes is burning second round picks either way, I'd be comfortable giving a second round pick for Derek Brown, just as long as we can confirm we're going to actually re-sign him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he can't make a good pick in the second round, so I'm good with using one of those for a guy who is tested, a guy who we know what we're getting out of it, a guy who we know is going to be a starter on this team, rather than use it as a guy that we're trying to bring in and cultivate into a starter. Because it's not like Derek Brown is a scrub.
Yeah.
The guy's a good player.
He's not a scrub at all.
Yeah, the guy's a good player. The guy's a monster. He goes out there and he gets the job done. Like you said, he's got 5 sacks in 34 games, but he does have 22 quarterback hits.
Yeah.
So from the inside, interior defensive line.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it's key.
That is impressive. That makes the difference.
100%.
So I'd love to see it.
I know that the Giants are missing their big guy in the middle, Leonard Williams. Just as of recently, he played the first 3 games or whatever. But Dexter Lawrence still a dog in that middle. And I saw him sack Rodgers, and I'm like, give me that, man. Because I like Aleem. Aleem's role, I believe, is like just stuffing the run or just being that guy to cause chaos in terms of like the run game. But give me a Dexter Lawrence or Derek Brown who could do both.
Yeah.
Get you a girl who could do both.
Get you a girl who could do both. You feel me? You look at some of these defenses, these great defenses around the league, and you look at, take the Bucks, for example. They had Sue and they had Vita Vea. And now they got Akeem Hicks and Vita Vea. And, like, that's two guys in the middle you should be worried about. You look at the Eagles. They've got Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis. Like,
dude, give me Sue.
Some big boys in the middle. What are we going to pay Sue? What are we going to pay Sue?
Whatever the hell we have right now, man.
He's not going to take that.
You don't know that?
I do.
You don't. You literally don't. You don't. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, baby. And
pick up the phone and start dialing.
You gave the example of him with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and they had one of the best run defenses like in the league that year. They won the Super Bowl. Yeah. They gave him the example. I'll give you the example beforehand when he was in LA alongside Aaron Donald. Again, one of the better defenses in the league.
Made a Super Bowl.
When he was here in Detroit, one of the best run defenses in the league. Like, I don't care if Dan Campbell, I don't think Brad Holmes is on the hot seat. I don't think Dan Campbell is either, to be honest with you. I think they have a good relationship between ownership and him, and they know this is a building situation. But, like, if you give a shit about your job, like, you got to do something, man. We can't stand here and sit put unless you truly just don't give a shit on the opinion of your fan base and the people who are paying your bills. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that last year it got a little dicey. People weren't buying as many tickets. I know that the Halloween game against the Eagles, not a lot of people there. The boos were loud. She got booed during the Calvin Johnson ring ceremony. Not ring ceremony. I wish that was the case. But during the jacket ceremony, like, show us you give a shit. Sheila, I do believe you give a shit. But at this point, like, get us something. We need something. It's clear as day. We're so void of talent, and everything else that we have is inexperience. Get us a piece. Show us you give a piece. Like, please. Sue would do that.
They have $2
even
million
if we continue
left.
to lose, just let me know that you freaking care.
Yeah. They have $2 million left.
That's it?
$2 million, $193,000 in cap space. You think that's enough for Ndamukong Suh to come to Detroit?
It's not.
Yeah. But I don't know. How do you know? Because we don't have Jack left. That is a guy who is gonna, if he's going somewhere, he's either going there to win a Super Bowl or to get paid, and we can offer him neither. Hey man, you remember us? We like you a lot. You like Detroit. Come on. Like, we can't afford anybody who is worth a shit. It's just not happening. It's just not in the cards.
You know what? I bet he'd come if you got him a good real estate agent.
Yeah. Ndamukong Suh, if you want to come to Detroit, I got the guy who can get you a house, and that is Mike Phillips. Because if you're looking to buy or sell your home, whether you're a player or fan, helping you buy, sell, or invest is Michael Phillips' top priority. Being in the game for 23 years makes Mike the number one option for anyone. If you have real estate needs, call Michael Phillips at 313-403-0011. It's Michael Phillips. Game on. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
The official meat supplier of the Woodward Sports Network is The Butchery. Call 248-682-COWS. Yes, 248-682-COWS, or move on over and order online at thebutcherysl.com. Shipping included for Woodward Sports customers. The Butchery, meats, eats, and treats. Sandwiches to die for. Wagyu meats and artisan breads inspired by legend chef Dave. I'm telling you guys. You saw it last Friday. You're going to see it again tomorrow. We reviewed some of these. This is the best food I've ever had in my entire life. The best meat you can get, period. Go check it out at The Butchery.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights, live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex. We got Young Sus in the TD booth. JB Smooth with the 1s and 2s. I gotta address the Woodward Sports chat.
Address it.
And I've kind of done this multiple times at this point, but like, fire AG. The fire AG comments, guys. Like, I can't get on board with it. I really can't. We absolutely know that the defensive side of the ball is where we're missing the most talent. Like, undisputably, without a doubt, the worst side of this team is the defensive side of the ball. Nope, the injuries included on the defensive side of the ball. Given even the pieces we invested in to make the defensive side of the ball better aren't even available. We just got done having a conversation about Levi Onwuzurike, and we don't even know if he's coming back to even play football. Kirby Joseph, very much an experiment. Josh Pascal having his hernia situation. He's not even back yet. Romeo Quar, not there. We just lost Tracy Walker, who's the best player we have on that side of the ball. We've seen this guy hold good teams to 19 points. When you go out there and the Seattle situation happened, yeah, it happened, and it was freaking ugly. But look at the first 2 touchdowns in the first half. It is the rookie Kirby Joseph messing up. A guy that was not supposed to start this year. Yes, injuries are unforeseen, and you're supposed to be prepared for the moment. But rookies mess up. They're going to have mistakes. And he was drafted as a project. The fire AG stuff, I just don't get it. And then on top of that, we let him go. Who are you replacing him with? Who? It's not Todd Walsh. If I'm firing anybody, that guy got to go. You got Lee McNeil. You got the number 2 overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson. Teach this man some pass rush moves. Get him to go to a second move. We'll have to see the bull rush all damn game. And on top of the fact that you brought up the snap counts by itself, why is he in the game all damn day long? Especially if he's not having success. Get him the hell out of here. AG, again, you fire him. What do you replace him with? Aubrey Pleasant? Cool. It's his first time doing the damn job too. It's probably going to get the same exact results. Because they have nothing to work with. I'm sinking my heels in on it, yeah. And he may very well be gone. The situation's ugly. I'm telling you guys, I don't think it's going to get much better. I'm happy to have Jerry Jacobs back. That doesn't give us a pass rush. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Josh Pascal, hopefully that gives you somewhat of a pass rush. It's ugly, guys. It's going to get uglier before it gets better. That's happened with good coaches. It's gotten ugly before it got better. I brought up the example of Kyle Shanahan last week. I think even Bill Belichick had a worse second year than his first year. It's year 2. Dan Campbell's the guy I'm looking at like chopping the head off there, if anything. In my humble opinion. That's because I've seen coaching situations where he just goes blank. And just you're kicking a field goal to go up 6 in the game where they can score a touchdown and win. That makes 0 sense. In the same game, that same kicker missed a 44-yard field goal. Like, that's the guy that's got to go. That guy that chose to go for on 4th and 9. That's the guy I'm picking to go. Sorry.
No, man, that was hype.
Coffee got me geeked up. But
yeah, I'm glad you riffed. That's how you feel. Say it with your chest.
I got my.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Dude, I mean, Is it what Dirty South Wolverine says?
South.
Dirty.
For the big G. Hey.
Dirt. Is it what he says in the Woodward Sports Chat? Someone has to pay. That's the rules. Fans need this. Neil calls it pound of flesh.
Off with his head.
Yeah, off with his head. Get rid of him. He's gone. You need somebody. Is it you can put it on Aaron Glenn that these guys aren't improving week to week? That we aren't seeing much out of Aiden Hutchinson? That he did start a rookie safety who's obviously not ready for the situation? Is that on him? Are these decisions on him? Are switching up your defensive personnel and then really not doing much? Just benching a guy that said he needs to get the F out of town? Is that doing much? I mean, I understand he is dealing with a lot of injuries. He's dealing with a poor roster.
Yeah.
But I need to see improvement. I need to see things getting better. I need to see the same guys that played last week that are playing this week getting better and improving on simple things like where you need to be and what you need to be doing. Those are coaching mishaps in my mind.
In your mind, yes. But you said, put out that rookie. Well, first of all, foremost, the first guy out there when Tracy went down was Juju Hughes. Juju Hughes gave up the game-winning touchdown against Minnesota. Next game happened, Juju Hughes not out there. Dude's on the bench. Kirby Joseph had a horrible performance against the Seattle Seahawks. It happened the next game. They switched it up again. They're trying to find something to click. I mean, these guys are playing out of position even. And then Ife Melifon was another guy you could put in at the safety position. But even himself, the injuries of him are driving me crazy. I had so much hope for him, especially as a safety, but he can't seem to get on the field. Even that we had him at the safety position, he's deep, buried down on the roster, just like Dion said. On top of that, he had the hamstring issue. And we saw him get in the game for one play, made a tackle, he's out right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Aiden Hutchinson snap count stuff, I'm on board with that. Let's lessen that up a little bit. Because the other point, too, is like, okay, even if he is your best guy, he's still not performing.
Yeah.
So as an incentive to perform, to I guess allow yourself to get on the field, to prove that you should be on the field, and your limited snap count you do get, you gotta show me something, bud.
Show us.
Show us. You know what I'm saying? Like you do. If you want to get on the field, it's what do people always say?
Not up or shut up.
There you go. That works too.
Yeah.
Show
up or show out.
Austin Bryant, I mean, I've seen moments out of him in the preseason. I think we all have. We're kind of excited to have him in the rotation. Let's get him in the rotation. I mean, yeah, you know what? I can blame coaching for that. I will give you that, actually. The rotation on the defensive line, I don't know if it's him just being stubborn. That has pissed me off. Is that on Todd Walsh or AG? I don't know. AG's the head of the defense, so if Todd Walsh is effing up, then it comes down to him to get on his ass, pause, you know what I'm saying? Get this shit going, man. I mean, honestly, rotating defensive lineman has been a thing since Jim Schwartz was here. I mean, and he started the trend of that in the NFL. I mean, you went over the stats the other day with snap counts.
Yes.
The best guys get rotated.
Oh, yeah.
If a guy's not performing, especially in his rookie year, and you want to give him incentive to do well, hey, you're not doing nothing. You look tired. You're sloppy out there. Take a series off. Take a seat. Yeah. Take a seat. Make him hungrier for that next snap. Make him hungrier for that next opportunity, and then allow him to produce. So you know what? Here, I'll get on AG's ass for that one. Pause. Hey, whatever song drop you want to use for that one, but. I'm just not ready to fire. I'm not firing AG in the middle of the season. We're completely not prepared to replace him with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you being mad. Like, you just want to... House of Dragon.
Yeah.
My man got his eye chopped off or cut out.
Yeah.
Because he's acting like a damn fool.
For sure.
And she just wanted to cut some... Nobody needed to be cut. He brought that on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to cut anyone to make anything even.
Spoiler alert.
Watch that show. Sorry.
Man.
Whoops. Well, they don't know whose eye's getting cut off, to be fair. So... Yeah, I mean, if it continues, if it persists, yeah, I'm cutting AG. I'll definitely.
What's your breaking point?
Well, my point though with the AG thing is like end of the season because we're just not prepared to replace him with anything. We don't have a Ben Johnson on the defensive side of the ball, a young, innovative mind. Like we don't. We have Aubrey Pleasant who interviewed for a defensive coordinator job. Sure, he didn't get it. I mean, maybe he is ready to be a defensive coordinator. Personally, I don't think so. I know that he works specifically with the defensive backs. It's always been his thing. I don't know that he could run an entire defense like that. And again, the fact that AG's interviewed with teams, that teams have called them and say, hey, how'd you stop that guy this past weekend? Justin Jefferson. How'd you
lock him down? How'd you do that?
You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen potential in him, and I also know that he's working with poop. It's like, hey, build me a statue of me with a six-pack, but here's this pile of shit to do it with.
Yeah.
On a hot day. You know what I'm saying?
And here's a picture of me.
yeah. Here's a picture of my fat ass. Give me a six-pack. Just visualize it.
Use your imagination. You can do it. Yeah. You can make the pieces fit.
Yeah. I'm cool with firing AG, but let it be the end of the season. Let me still see him getting 90% snap counts and all that good stuff. Yeah, I'm cool with it. But to this point, 5 games of the season, knowing that we have all these damn injuries, wild to me. Just wild to me. IMO, in my opinion.
Yeah, they want, fans want a pound of flesh. They want to get this defense trimmed up, this coaching staff trimmed up. If you want to get trimmed up, there's only one place you can go, and that is Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is offering a special $1 down, $10 a month from now. until tomorrow. You got to get in there tomorrow or it runs out. So you got to act fast. Join in Club or online at planetfitness.com. And remember, Woodward Sports is broadcasting live from Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights all day Wednesday, October 26th. You can win prizes like MSU and Michigan tickets with a free Black Card 1-year membership. They got signed Darren McCarty jerseys. They got signed Braylon Edwards jerseys. JB might sign the hot dog suit for you. All you got to do is find it out by coming in to Planet Fitness on Ryan Road in Sterling Heights and chilling with the Woodward Sports crew. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
OddsTrader.com is the website for your game day bets. Play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price in every game from multiple sports books. Guys, if you're gambling with your money, be smart and shop for the best odds at OddsTrader.com. Go to OddsTrader.com right now for your best bet. What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Easy, joined by my man Spinmo Rex.
What up, though?
You got your sus in the TD booth. JB Smooth, the ones and twos. And once more, if I may, Spinny, I apologize. I just want to address the Woodward Sports chat. My guy Joey 2 times in the Woodward Sports chat asked if you have an all-star coaching staff, but it doesn't matter when your players ultimately get injured, as they always do, how valuable is coaching? I think the difference in this scenario is the players replacing your injured players are inexperienced. You have a guy, I guess Mike Hughes is an example I'd use. I don't think Mike Hughes has been the greatest as a nickel cornerback. I think one could argue that Chase Lucas has more potential or quote-unquote untapped talent, but he doesn't know the game like Mike Hughes does. I think Kirby Joseph as an athlete is probably pretty damn impressive. That's probably why he went high, right? You saw some upside in him. But just the inexperience, like the knowledge of the game. You saw him out of place twice in that Seattle Seahawks game that caused touchdowns. Mm-hmm. That's like where the experience comes in.
It's not knowing how to play in the NFL, not knowing where to be in the NFL, where to be in your spot, how to make a read depending on what's going on, what double move, who's going where. You know, it is those intangible things that Tracy Walker brought to this team, where he has been there before, he has done that. So he knows how to respond under certain circumstances that guys like Juju Hughes, Savion Smith, and Kirby Joseph just don't at this point in their career.
And sometimes it takes getting burnt like that to learn. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not an NFL player. I'm not a college athlete. I'm none of that. I promise you I'm not. I'm just a handsome brown man. But no. And when I played, though, in high school, I was quick off the ball. My whole life, I've always been quick. And I was really great at rushing the passer, whether from the interior or you put me sometimes at linebacker. I would just always get there. But there were certain plays where, like, I was just supposed to, if they thought it was a run play based off like how the offense looked, I was just supposed to stick to my gap and control my gap. But my instinct, just knowing like what I think I can do, I was like, no, I'm getting the quarterback. Yeah. And then I would fudge everything up. And then one time I had like game-winning touchdown, and it's like, I was coached to do that, but my instinct, I had to learn. I had to have that touchdown happen for me to know, damn, like I really should just stay sound in my gap. And I'm just doing sometimes that's just your job. Like young players have to go through those experiences. Kirby Joseph has to get burnt. He has to have that experience. I mean, it happens all the time. You see the veteran quarterbacks do it. As soon as like a rookie cornerback gets in, what happens? You see Aaron Rodgers do it. You see Tom Brady do it. You saw Peyton Manning. They target that rookie cornerback back to back right away because they don't know what the hell is going on out there. You know what I'm saying? It's the inexperienced part of it. And then, coaching, you're supposed to coach that guy up so he doesn't know how to do that. But, like, if it's your first year, you're going to have some mistakes there, bud. I mean, especially in the secondary. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I said this in the show before, but in college, transitioning as a secondary position, there's that stripe on the ball that helps you locate it when it's coming down.
Yeah.
You don't have that in NFL. That's something I learned from Darius Slay. I never even thought to put those two together. That's something I learned from a guy, a Pro Bowl cornerback. He said to me, in my opinion, the secondary is the toughest position to transition to in the NFL, outside of quarterback, obviously. But that's just the situation he's dealing with, man. He has some time to get it all together.
Has some time to work it out. Has
Yeah.
some pieces to build. But, man, yeah, it's, again, I'm going to say the same thing I said about Dan Campbell. I don't think he should be fired or replaced yet. But it's going to be a lot harder to say that when I'm looking at 1-7 in a couple weeks. When I'm looking at that, when they get, they're going away. If they get, obviously, I think they're going to get
Bless you.
Damn.
absolutely murdered. Murdered by the Bills.
Yeah.
So that's not going to look great. Maybe they step up. Maybe they make some plays. Maybe it's a close game, but I cannot see that happening. When you're looking at 1-7, it's going to be tough. Hopefully, like you said, Jerry Jacobs, Josh Pascal, these guys can come back. These guys can make a difference on defense, let alone just being rotational pieces on that defensive line. Like Josh Pascal can come in there, be a rotational piece on that defensive line to give Aiden a break, to give Charles Harris a break, to do something like that. And Jerry Jacobs can come in there and be our starting cornerback from week 1. So hopefully that happens, but I don't think those two guys are going to make the difference of this, how poor this defense is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I get sick of saying the same stuff over and over again because I also feel like it's just not good for retention and content in general. But just like, I hate to. I'm not trying to attack Jared Goff, and I promise you guys I didn't blame that loss solely on Jared Goff. I just let you know the difference in the game was that pick 6. So like you say, your defense can't let up 42 points and you win the game, but in actuality, yeah, we would have won the game.
Yeah.
Had we not given up 6 of those points. You want to fire AG when Juju Hughes messed up and another inexperienced practice squad guy in at the safety position, when in reality we had a situation at 4th and 4 on the whole other side of the field, and you could have got it and just sealed the deal there. But as your head coach, like I'm just not. I'm on Dan Campbell's ass with the firing more so than I am AG, and that's just where I'm at. But Pistons play tonight. I promised us we allow him to speak.
He's had his hand up this whole time. Yeah. The entire show, he's had his hand up.
The entire time,
Dude,
man.
I didn't know when we were talking Pistons. I just had to be ready. Yeah. I just had to be ready.
What are you looking for out of this young core tonight before we get out of here?
Well, according to the Ringer, the Pistons, the 7th young core in the NBA, going against Memphis, the number 1 core in the NBA.
Young core.
Yeah,
Best
young core. That is, which is people under the age of 25. Milwaukee's 30, by the way, just for fun. But
thanks.
Yeah, just for fun.
Yeah, thanks.
And 23rd, Google it. It's there.
Thank you.
Fun fact, he played basketball in high school.
Yeah, John Morant actually played basketball in middle school and high school. He was a guard all those times.
Favorite
Can you believe
sport
it?
growing up?
No, obviously it starts with John Morant. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these young Piston bigs to just protect the paint against John Morant, keep him outside as best you can. I mean, John's obviously one of the best at getting to the rim, so it's a good opportunity for Duran, for Stewart to showcase their rim protecting ability or flashes of it. So that's what I'm looking forward to most. Pistons have lost every preseason game. I'm not really worried about too much. Again, I'm not worried if Cade struggles shooting. Want to see Killian be more aggressive and continue to be as aggressive as he's been. But those are really the only things that I'm looking for in this preseason matchup.
What are you looking for, Spitty?
Yeah, I want to see, I want to see what they do defensively. Obviously, hopefully they lean a little bit away from this.
They do with that.
Switch them.
Yeah.
I hope they lean a little bit away from that and they go more into some man stuff. I'd like to see how Cade can hold up against John Morant. See what that's looking like. I want to see Jaden Ivey and John Morant politicking on the court.
Yeah.
Because, they did. That was one of his comparables coming out of the draft was John Morant. John Morant picked Jaden Ivey to be his Rookie of the Year.
His mom coached John Morant.
He said that's going to be his Rookie of the Year. Yeah, his mom coached John Morant. So I want to see that interaction. I want to see if they get doggy, go after each other. Call each other out, get some ISOs, the old Kobe Bryant, get the F out of the way. That's his favorite play. Everybody else, get out of the way. I'm going to the hole. So
Did
I'd
you
like
watch
to see
the
that.
Dream doc or the Redeem
No,
Team doc
I haven't yet.
Because there's a moment where LeBron is on camera and he's going like all these years I thought this was a play, and I realized it's just Kobe saying get the F out.
Everybody, get out of my way. I'm going to the hole.
It was a great moment.
I want to see that a lot. I want to see that.
You got to.
That looks like it'll be a fun matchup, and hopefully they get to guard each other a little bit. But that'll do it for us today here live on WoodwardSports.com.
This is such a YG beat. It is a YG beat. I want to see the switching defense. I want to see him get that shit right. I want to see Dwayne Casey do his coaching job.
Switching on a beat.
I got my bitches in the club. Not each other.
This is a YG beat for sure.
Dude.
But YG, or who's I just singing this now? Who's that guy?
Tyga?
No,
that wasn't Tyga. Why am I blanking on it though?
Two of my
Trey
bitches in the
Songz?
club.
Ty Dolla Sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Two of my bitches in the club.
Paranoid. Wow, how do we mess that up?
We appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you check us out. We are live Monday through Friday from 5 to 7 on the WoodwardSports.com. For the man to my left, the one, the only Speakeasy, Young Sus holding it down the TD booth. I got JB Smooth on the ones and twos. I am Spencer Raxter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.